Yeah, good afternoon, guys. I will share my screen and we'll start today's session. Okay, today we'll discuss about the content fragments. Content fragments. Okay, content fragments. Yes, any topic, the first question they will ask the topic. What, for example, if you have the content fragment, they will ask, can you please explain about the content fragment? If you have the experience fragment topic, they will ask, can you please explain about the experience fragment? If you have the component, they will ask, you can explain about the component. So if you want to tell at the time the answer, we need to practice the definitions. Okay, right? So every topic have the purpose. So we have the purpose. So that's the only the reason we are using the topics, right? Content fragment also in AEM, which is a content fragment. Are you guys, is it visible my screen? Okay, content fragment are also called as CF. Content fragment in AEM is a piece of content which can be created, which can be created and which can be managed, which can be managed, okay, independently by a specific page, independently by a specific page, by a specific page, okay, which is used to which is used to create a structured content, create a structured content like text, comma, so media, etc. This is the definition of content fragment. Okay, content fragment in EM is a piece of content which can be created, managed independently by a specific page, which can be which is used to create structured content like text, media, etc. Normally, we can assume we have one institute, college, or anything you can assume. Okay, one institute, right? The institute, every month the students might be joined. So we need to display the student details. For example, if you take the Raju, we need to display Raju details like Raju name, okay, Raju description, meaning we need to say something about the Raju description. Next, date of birth, these kind of things, date of birth, address. So these things we need to store. If I go HTML approach, it will take lot of time, or usually it will take lot of time, right? So instantly you can generate the structured content meaning the plain content. Are you guys clear with my point? Instantly you can create the structured content with the help of content fragment. So this is the very big advantage. This is very big advantage. Are you guys clear with my point? This is very big advantage. With the help of content fragments, we can create the structured content. We can create the structured content easily. Okay. So the main purpose of, if you take the person details, if you want to store the person details, there we will use the content fragments and we can easily create the content, right? Are you guys clear with my point? Next point is we need to aware uh, how to create the content fragments. How to create content fragments. The process. The first process is we should go with, in the process of creating content fragments, we need to have three steps. One is the content fragment model, which is similar to dialogue. Like for the component itself, every component have the dialogue, right? So content fragment model also, which is similar to dialogue only, which is similar to dialogue. Okay, which is similar to dialogue. And the next thing is, with the help of content fragment model, we can create the content fragment. We can create the content fragment. We can create the content fragment. So these content fragment we can drag on the page. We can create the content fragment at one time. We can reuse the content fragment at multiple times across the website, across the pages. We can reuse anywhere. We can reuse anywhere. Okay, content fragment. Okay, so the first thing is how to create the content fragment model. How to create the content fragment model? So simply we can the path is localhost 4502 localhost colon 4502, and then where we have the aim start.html, right? Aim start.html, where we will get the dashboard. There we have the option that is the tools, and then assets, where we have content fragment models. Content fragment models. There we can select any project. You can select any project. You can select any project. Okay, where we can create. Here we can create content fragment model. Create, and then select content fragment model in the drop down. Select content fragment model in the drop down. Content fragment model in the drop down. In the drop down, and create in the drop down, and create content fragment and create content fragment. Are you guys clear with my point? Create content fragment, right? Okay, I will show you how to create the practically the content fragment. So simply you can open any site. So I'm deleting another thing now. Localhost 4502, right? So this is the thing, right? Localhost 4502 aimstart.html, and then tools, and then assets, where you can observe we have the one console. What the console name? Content fragment models. We can go through it. We can select any project, core components, global, and we retail. We can select any project, or you can create your own project also. Okay. Now what I am doing, I am going through the core component models. Okay, here I am creating content fragment model. So here it is asking the name, which is content fragment model name. Here I am mentioning surge cf model. Okay, meaning I am creating a content fragment which is related to surge only. Okay, creating. Done. We need to open. So here we should remember one point, which is related to, which is similar to dialogue only. So in the dialogue itself, we will have some fields, right? Text field, text area, number field. Okay, date picker. Similarly, here also we have the fields. What are the fields? Single line text, multi-line text, number field, boolean, date and time, enumerations, tags, content reference. So almost eight fields we have. So this is in the content fragments. We have only 8 fields. We can use those 8 fields and we can generate the content. This is the not only drawback. Only we have the limited options to create the content. These are the 8 options only we have. With the help of these 8 fields, you can create the content. Okay. Now I will use all the fields and will try to create some dummy content. Field label, you can mention here in the property name, you can mention anything. So I am mentioning the text, and you can come data type. I am adding the multi-line text. Okay, here I am mentioning the multi. Okay, next data type. I would I would like to add the number. You can mention the number. Okay, property name you can give anything. Data type. Next thing is boolean. So I will like single line text, meaning we can add the text in one line. Okay, multi-line text meaning we need to add more than one line. Then at the time we should use multi-line text. Number field meaning we can add the numbers. Boolean meaning it will return either true or false. Next, date and time. If you want to display the date and time of the member of the content, you can use date and time. Date and time. Enumerations, which is similar to drop down. So if you want to select the some countries, sometimes you can observe the drop downs, right? The drop down option you can get with the help of enumerations. Okay, you can get enumerations. Next thing is tags. Tags also, which are used to easily identify like the specific path, the specific image, like that. Okay, I am mentioning the tag only here. And then last one is the content fragment reference. Content reference meaning, for example, if you create the multiple content fragments, if you want to use one content fragment into current content fragment, then you can use content fragments. Got it? For example, if you want to use one component to another component, there in the same way here also, if you want to use one content fragment into another content fragment, we will use the content reference data type. Are you guys clear with my point? So in the here I would say, in the content fragment model, in the content fragment concept, we have only limited fields. By using these limited fields, we can generate the content. By using these limited fields, we can generate the content. What are the fields we have? We have the 8 fields only. First one is the single line text. Single line text is the field which is used to it will store the only single line of text only. Okay, multi-line is the field which is used to store the multiple lines of text only. Number field is the field which is used to take the values numbers. Okay, boolean is the field which is used to take the true or false. Okay, next one date and time, which is used to take the dates and time. Okay, next enumerations, which is similar to drop down, whereas you can mention the drop down. So where we'll write some drop down property, there you can get the drop down property. Next, tags which is used easily identifying with the help of tags for a specific content. So content reference is the uh, field which is used to inject one content fragment into another content fragment. Okay, these are the only limited fields which are available in the content fragment model. With the help of these fields, we can create content. Which content we will create? Structured content we will create. Structured content meaning plain content. There is no colors, so like that, there is no images. Such kind of content you can create with the help of content fragments. Okay, with this I have successfully created content fragment model. Are you guys clear with my point? Are you guys clear with my point? So somewhere we have mentioned the empty, so that's why it is tag date picker. Yeah, here I guess. Now we have successfully created the content fragment model. Are you guys clear with my point? Our content fragment name is Surge CF model, Surge content fragment model. This is clear up to now. Hmm. Guys, this is clear. Content fragment, which is similar to a dialogue creation. However, the fields we have added in the dialogue, same way here also we'll be having the fields. We have the limited fields. Nearly we'll be having the 8 limited fields. We will use those 8 fields and we can create the structured content. This is the structured content. Okay? Ah. Hmm, hmm. Either true or false. Okay? Next thing is with the help of, if you want to create the content fragment, first step we need to create the content fragment model. With the help of these only can create the content fragments. Content fragments. Okay. So here we need to remember two paths. In the content fragment case, we need to remember we need two paths. One is creation path, second one is the storage path. One is the creation path, second one is the storage path. Okay. Second one is the storage path. So where will you create the content fragment? Basically, the first one is localhost colon 4502 slash slash assets assets forward slash content dam. Are you guys clear with my point? There you can copy this path and you can this is the creation path, right? So I will show you. I am opening new tab, localhost 4502 assets. We can mention assets, and then we will get the assets dashboard where so we have created the content fragment models in the core folder, right? We can go through it and then go inside the component library. Okay, component library. So this path I will copy, and so you can approach this path and then create, and in the drop down, so here we will get the create option, right? Create, in the drop down you can select the content fragment. Okay, the same thing here I am writing create. In the drop down we'll get the drop down you can select content fragment, content fragment, right? So I will show you here, create content fragment, and then here we can select we can select content fragment model. So in our case we have created the content fragment model name is Surge CF model. We can select, and then next here you need to mention content fragment name, Surge CF, Surge CF. Okay, so the same thing I will write here also, content fragment model, and then select content fragment model, select content fragment model, and new create content fragment model, content fragment. So this is the, here I am mentioning the content fragment, and then create, done. Okay, now this is my content fragment. I'm selecting this one, and we need to select this one. Okay, you can click on create. Yeah, so by default this is with the content fragment which is in master variation. So now my requirement is I need to store the Razu and Rani details. So here we need to create the variations. So in my first variation name is Raju. Okay, I need to I need to write some details about the Razu. Razu is a good boy. Razu is a good boy. Okay, add. So I need to add few more details about the Razu. Okay, Razu Razu is a good boy. Razu is a good boy. And next, we need to write some details. Field name is the Razu, and here we need to write some details about the Razu. So instead of writing, I am copying some text here. Okay, and drop down, and you can click on the field text, and you can select some number field. Okay, and you can mention drop down field label. For example, the content assets demo. For example, if I select this one, and then mm, now this is here we need to select the tags. We need to select the tags. So for normal purpose, I'm selecting one tag. So this is the all the details information available about the Razu. Razu name, and Razu is doing Razu about the Razu description, and some drop down. For this drop down, we will write some annotations. Okay, as of now, I'm not writing any annotations. And here we need to mention some drop down. So for example, here I need to mention some number. Okay, next here can take the path, and here you can take the tags, right? This is one variation. I am saving this variation. Huh? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So date path is I guess missing. Date path I guess which is missing there. Okay, next one is will write about the Rani. So here Rani also good girl. So uh, so we will write some details about the Rani, like I'm copying this content. Okay, I'll copy this content, paste here, and then the drop down, fill the text, and here you can give the some number, any number can give, and then here I would say you can give the path, the content, we have the assets, then demo, and then you can select the path of anything, and here you can select the any tag. Okay, we retell. So in the similar way, you can in similarly you can create n number of variations. There is no limit. You can create 100 variations, you can create 1,000 variations, you can create n number of variations. In my case, for understanding purpose, I am creating only two variations. One variation which is about Raju, second variation which is about Rani. Okay, I'm saving the content fragment, and I need to use my content fragment in my page. So simply you can use the content fragment. You can open any page, right? Sites, okay, and I'm opening my demo and editing my page. So for dragging the component, we need to use one more content fragment default component. Okay, drop down, you can mention content fragment. So this is the component. Which component is coming from? This is the predefined component actually. If you want to use our custom component, custom content fragment, so this predefined component also mandatory. Okay, select this one. Then this component has successfully added to our page. And if you click on the content fragment, you can configure the content fragment. Here it will ask the paths. Here it will ask the paths, right? So where we have the two variations. One variation is about Raju, second variation is about Rani. If you want to display the Raju and Rani details, here we need to give the path. Which variation we want to display, that variation we need to give the path here. Core component examples, library, and where we have the content fragment. Content fragments, right? You can select that one, and here we have the variations. So instead of master, we can select the Raju. If you select on the Raju, we will get the Raju details. I am selecting this one, and then I am click on it. Then if you see, we are getting the details of the Raju. This entire structure, the essay content, how it seems to be plain text only. Plain text is means structured content only. You can create the structured content with the help of content fragments. With the help of content fragments. In the same way, if I want to add the Rani details also, then how could I add the uh, Rani details? We can first initially you need to add the predefined content fragment component itself, and then click on it. You will get the path. It will ask the path. Okay. Select the content fragment path anywhere, like wherever you got created, there you can open search content fragment, select. Next thing is you can select the variation, whatever the variation you want, you can select that one, and then click on it. You will get the this is the details about the running, where you can take the date also. So in my case, we missed the date. You can try with the date also. So this is the, if you observe here, we are creating the content in a very easy way. For example, for the same case, if I want to write the HTML, it will take lot of time. So we need to take one tag, every content we need to take the tags, and it will take lot of time, right? So instead of instead of that, we will create the content, structured content instantly with the help of content fragments. With the help of content fragments. And content fragments are also called headless CMS. Headless CMS. Why we are calling headless CMS? Because content fragments also called content fragments. Also, content fragments are called headless CMS. Headless CMS. Headless CMS meaning headless content management system. So why the people are calling like this? Already you aware of like other instance and publish instance. Whenever the multiple requests will they are trying to hit our website, so one publish server can able to access one publish server. One publish server at a time, it can handle 5,000 requests only. Okay, 5,000 requests only. We can what happen about if you get if you get more than 5,000 requests, what will happen? We need to maintain two publish servers, right? So in case of like we will get the 5,000, we will get the like more than 10,000 requests. We need to maintain three public servers. So it is very burdenous. That's why what our people will do, whatever the content we have created, this content we will give to the third parties. Okay, we will give to the third parties in the form of JSON format. JSON format. JSON format meaning JavaScript object notation. We will give our data in the JSON format and to the third party servers. So whenever the end user is trying to hit that path, our content will be load from that server. Okay, how will you give our data to the third parties? So simple way, go to your here in the interview perspective also they will ask a few more questions on this area, which is where does content fragments models got stored and where does content fragments will be stored. Okay, this is this is the path creation. In this area we will in this path we will create the content fragments, but storage path we need to remember the storage path. Most of them are confusing these two paths. This one is the creation path, this is the storage path. So content fragments will be stored in the content folder and content fragment models will be stored in the config folder. Okay, the both are will be stored in the different folders, right? I will show you. You can open your crxt localhost 4502 aim.html and then crxt config demo, not demo, core examples, settings, uh, dam, and then content fragment models. If you observe, which is stored the same location or not. So this is the regular question in the interview perspective. Where does content fragment web models will be stored? So the content fragment models will be stored in the config folder. Config, for example, settings, dam, w, I would say the folder name, models, content fragment models, and then components. Okay, in the same way, where does the content fragments will be stored? The content fragment will be stored in the content. Okay, and then dam where we have core components, library, and then content fragments. Oh, search is here. Got it? So this is the path we will stored. This is the storage path. Okay, this is the creation path, and this is the storage path. Okay, so most of them are confusing in these areas. So don't confuse. Storage path is different, creation path is different. Okay, are you guys clear with my point? Now we need to convert our data into the third parties. So how will you convert? So simply localhost colon 4502. So instead of content dam, you can use assets / API. This thing you can copy from here, and then last extension you mandatory you should mention JSON. Okay, you can open any browser, localhost 4502, localhost colon 4502 / assets. API assets. Okay. First one is API and then assets. Core components, example, .json, right? I'm copying this part. I'm copying this part. I'm coming here. I'm pasting here. You will get the data. This content we will give to the third parties. This content we will give to the third parties. Okay, how will you get this data? I will explain one more time. Okay, so we already know about this is the path where we will create the content fragments, and this is the path where our content fragments got stored. Okay, we need to take the storage path. Wherever the content fragment is there, we need to take that path, and before that path we need to mention localhost 4502. Localhost 4502. Localhost 4502. API. Assets. Assets. So instead of these two words, we are replacing with these two words. Are you guys clear with my point? Instead of these two words, we are replacing with these two words. And assets, that's remaining path. You can copy this one. Okay, you can copy this one and you can paste here. Control C. And last, you can mention that JSON format. Okay, and you can copy this path and you can come here, paste the URL here, and then you can localhost. Uh, Localhost, we can copy the same path here. Assets local colon localhost colon 4502 API assets for component is total. So the path is missing. So if you observe here, localhost 4502 colon 4502 API assets core components example. This is the path. First API. First API, తర్వాత assets, okay? Core components and then search.html, okay? You can copy this path and then you can go anywhere. Okay, control V and then you can enter. We'll get the data. You can get the data. You can add some JSON JSON formatter extension also. JSON formatter extension. So you can add the extension. If you observe in this case, I am getting the data like this. So instead of getting this data, you can add the extension. Then you will get the proper format. I'm saving this one. I'm adding some extension to my browser. Now, if I reload this one, now see, we will get the proper content. But previous case, you are not the properly you are not unable to read. So whenever you are adding the extension, then you will get the data in proper way. We need to add the extension. Simply you can search JSON formatter extension Chrome. New tab, you can take new tab and then you will get the option formatter. Then you can add one extension to the web browser. Then your data will uh, mm, this data will give to the third parties. If you observe here in the two variations, if you see the content, how the data got created. Okay, this is the way we can easily create the content. We can easily give the our content to the third parties. Okay. Okay, next thing is, in the last session we had started the CQ dialog, right? But in the time, will today what you will do now? We'll create the CQ dialog one more time. CQ colon dialog. Okay. So for creating the CQ dialog, three nodes are mandatory. First node is the CQ colon node. CQ colon dialog node is mandatory. Second one is the content node is mandatory, and the third one is the item node is mandatory. Type is also what kind of type? This is the type which is coming from I would say UI. Okay, we need to mention the dialog property, dialog, and which is coming from container. So I will show you, and then this type is unstructured. This type is unstructured. Any dialogue, if you want to create any dialogue, these three are mandatory. These three are mandatory. So the basic CQ dialogue I will tell you, meaning the basic any CQ dialogue, these three are mandatory. Under this, we can directly take the like text field. Okay, you can directly take the text field. Directly you can take the text area. Those also will work, no issue. Okay, text area. Next thing I would say path field, path browser, path field. I would say path browser, number field, number field, number field, number field. Next date picker. These we will get checkbox. Okay. Directly we will get these fields. So I will show you. I will create one dialog, and then I will show you how it should be. Then you will get the idea. Localhost 4502 aim start.html tools, CRXT apps demo components. So here what I am doing, I am taking one component. So I am copying this component, and I am pasting this component. Okay, I am pasting this component. I am renaming my component is I am mentioning like a search. Okay, and we need to follow how the node name and file name should be the same, right? I am changing the name also search. Okay, save all, and if I click on the properties, here also I am changing as the search component. Okay, I am changing as the search component. Save all. Next thing is CQ dialog. So our requirement right now, we need to create the CQ dialog from the scratch. CQ dialog from the scratch. We need to remember the paths as well. So I am copying this path, and I am going to my notepad. So I am pasting the path here. Okay, CQ and CQ. So they both are started from the CQ only. Okay. Next thing is I would say I will come here. Next thing is content. So content also you can copy from this part. Got it? I'm coming here. You can take fixed columns, you can take container also. These three are mandatory. Okay, these three are mandatory, right? And next thing is under the items, we will be having the different fields. So this path also you can copy. Now I'm coming here. This is the test field, right? This is the test. Okay. Now I'm deleting this CQ dialog. Why I'm deleting? Our requirement is we need to create the CQ dialog from scratch. CQ dialog from the scratch, right? This is my component node. My component node has HTML file, and if I click on this we will get the properties panel, right? Properties panel. In the properties panel, which is having component group and JSON title, and this is my search.html. So I am deleting this entire thing. Okay, this is clear, guys. Now we need to create the CQ dialog from the scratch. Simply click on it. So directly we will be having the options like create dialog, and we can create two ways. We can directly create. Can click on the create dialog. We'll get, and we'll click on the node. We'll get, okay, node, and we can mention unstructured, and we can mention CQ dialog. Okay, and then click on okay, and then we need to mention string resource type. String resource type. String colon resource type. So what is the purpose of this string resource type? Hmm? Node. This is the predefined actually. This is the dialog already we have the predefined. This is the normal node only. Normal node. Whenever you are mentioning string resource type, these predefined properties, it can this node can inherit, and this will also act as the dialog. If you not mention any string resource type, then it will be a normal node only. Normal node. Okay. String resource type, and then you can mention the path here. You can mention that path. Copy this path, and you can come here and you can paste here, right? And you can add. If you want to JSON title, you can give JSON title also. So in my case, I'm giving the JSON title, JSON colon title, and here I am mentioning the properties. You can give anything. In my case, I'm giving the properties. Okay, add, right? Okay, fine. Next, I'm creating one more node, and here I'm mentioning the content. Okay, content save. Here we need to mention string resource type, string colon resource type. Here in the path we need to mention. We can mention fixed columns. You can mention a container. Anything you can mention. No issue at all. Okay. So in my case, I'm mentioning fixed columns. I'm copying this one, add, and then save all. Next node is item. These three nodes is mandatory for any SQL. These three are mandatory. After these three nodes, based on the requirement, after these three nodes, based on the requirement, we will create the node structure. So in my case, I am creating the basic, I would say basic SQL dialog. So under the items only, I am creating the text field. I am creating the text field. I am making the text FIELD text field. These node names also can give anything, no issue. Okay. And here I am mentioning foundation, I guess, form. Under the form we have the text field. Okay, under the form we have a text field, right? So all the inputs which are available under the form only. Foundation, form, text field. Okay. Okay. And I'm saving this one, and I'm going to my page. In my case, my page is, I'm going to any page, assets, sites, demo, US, EN, and you can edit the page. And you can try to drag the component. My component is search, right? search component. Okay, I have successfully added my component to here, and I'm coming here. One dialog is coming, right? One dialog is coming. Now we need to mention the JSON title for this one also. Field label. Field label. Hmm. Field label. In my case, I'm giving the name text field. Text field. So like this, we need to add one by one property, and then we can try to understand if you add this property, what is happening on the page. So I'm adding this property. I'm coming on the page. I'm refresh the page. Now you can observe what changes is happening. Content tree, and click on it. Field label. Here we will get the field label, right? We click on it. We will get the field label. So field. Huh? Oh, call. Hmm? Field level, yeah. LABL again. So once we'll check in this dialog, content items, column items. So if you observe here, they has followed different structure, right? So based on their requirement, they has created this structure. So this is my basic structure. Any structure, if you take, these three nodes are mandatory. After that, based on the requirement, so here they have followed some other requirement. Based on their requirement, they have created multiple nodes, or they have created secure dialog, right? So in some might be projects, they might be having more than 50 nodes, 100 nodes. So based on their requirement, they will create the dialog. So in my case, I'm creating the basic dialog. This is the basic dialog. Only the basic three things I am taking, and then I am creating, right? I am creating. So fill the label, copy, I'm copying this one. Okay. So I'm coming to my component, whereas text field, and here I would say I'm deleting this property, and I'm adding the property which is paste here, and then save. Okay, now I'm coming to my page, and I refresh the page. Content tree, search, field label. We'll get the field label actually. Field label. Okay, this is clear. This is the text field, right? In the same way, I need to create remaining fields also, like a text area, and I would like to mention text area. So text area and text field, the both are similar. If you want to add more text, then you can use the text area. I'll show you a text area. Okay, and here you can mention string colon resource type. You can mention the path which is belonging to Granite. I would say UI components, I would say core, foundation. Okay, foundation, and then form, and then text area. The text area. This is the path. So I'm adding this path. I'm saving this one. I'm going to my page, and I reload my page. Now you will get the text area. You will get the text area. Might be some the path. Granite UI components and core, foundation, form, and text area. So now what I'm doing, I'm copying this path. I'm coming to here, and I'm pasting here. So instead of text, I'm taking as the text area. Okay. So I'm deleting this one. Okay, yeah, delete this one. Now add this one, save, and here you can add the field label as well. Field label, and then here you can mention text area. Okay, and then add, save. You can come here, you can refresh this one, and content component, configure the component, granite UI components, form text area, right? And granite UI components, granite UI components, coral text area, right? Granite. Mhm. So the property has not added basically. Mhm. Text area, and then added. This is string colon resource type. Okay, and you can add, save all, and reload the page. Now you can cross check it is added or not added, and then you can come here and refresh the page. Refresh the page. You can go to your content tree and you can click on it. You will get the field. If you observe here, which is having only single line. If you observe here, which is having multiple line. Okay. In the same way, you have the number field also. Number field. I will show you the number field. Mm. So same thing. You can create node. Here you can mention number field. I'm mentioning the number. Okay, save all. Here you can mention string colon resource type. Resource type. Okay, here you can mention granite UI components, coral, and foundation. And I would say next thing is form, and then number field. Number field. Okay, granite UI components, coral, foundation, form, and number field. You can add that one. I'm saving that one, and I am going to my page and reload my page. I refresh my page, and you can come here. You can select that one. Now you will get the number field, right? We are getting the number field. In the same way, we'll be having the date picker also. The same thing. Create node, create. You can mention date, date picker, anything you can mention. Okay, save all. String resource type. Here, instead of number field, you can mention the date picker, and you can add and save as. Okay, like this, we'll be having the number field also. I'm creating this one. Path field. I'm mentioning the path field which is used to add the images. Okay, and resource type, here you can mention the path field. Path field, right? I'm adding this one and control S, and I'm going to my page, and I'm reload my page. Then you will get, if I click on it, then you will get the drop downs, right? This is the date picker. Okay, now we have added 5 fields, right? Whenever I author the component, for example, here I am adding the some text. I am adding some text. I am coming from search. So if I click on it, my data is displayed on the page. No, not displaying. So we need to display whatever the data we have authored in the dialog. We need to display the same content on the page. So how will you display? For that purpose, we need to add one property, that is text field. Here we need to add name property. Okay, name property, name dot name, any uh, slash. Here you can mention the text. Okay, in my case I'm mentioning the text. Okay, you can add these properties, all all properties you can add. Hello world, copying this one, content, items, column, items, text. Click on it, you'll get the name. Okay, this is the property, right? Copy this property and then you can come here, this one, then you can paste here, save all. Okay, we can add remaining also. Here you can mention with paste, and here you can mention with text area. Okay, save all, and then number also you can mention with number. You can mention with number. You can mention with number, right? Save all, and date also you can mention with DOB. You can mention with DOB. Save all, and here also path field you can mention with path field, right? Paste, and here you can mention with path. Save all. Okay, this is clear. Field label, why the field label is not proper? So we need to add the field labels for all the fields as well. Paste, here you can mention the field label, save all, and then text area also we have number. Number, we need to mention the number. Paste, here you can mention number field, right? Save all, and then date, here also can mention the paste, can mention the date field. Okay, and save all, and you can mention the path field. Okay, so I need to display, if I author my dialog, whatever the data I have authored in my dialog, I need to display all the data. I need to display all the data. I need to display all the data. So how will you display all the data? So we need to display the data. We need to write. We need to write code in the HTML, which is like a field text. Field, you can give the space. Field text, right? And here you can mention dollar symbol. So dollar is the slightly symbol where we can read the values, properties dot text, and I am mentioning, and I am closing the div type. Are you guys clear with my point? So if I go into my page, if I reload my page, and so now the text field text is coming. If I author the data, and here I'm coming some text, some data I'm giving Raju. Okay, some data is coming. I'm giving the some data. So if you observe here, text field, you can come here, the text div text field properties. You need to check the spelling everything. Properties dot text div, right? Text. The same thing you can do remaining as well. Remaining as well meaning you can do the text area, and you can do the number, and you can do for date, and we can do for path field also. You can do for path field also. So here I am mentioning the text area, and here I am mentioning the number. Here I am mentioning the number, and here I am mentioning the date, and here I am mentioning the path. Here I am mentioning the path. Okay, path field. So this one and this one, the both should be the same. Here we have the DOB. So here also we need to mention the DOB. And then next thing is number. Number. The both are same. Okay. Next thing is text area. The both are also same. Okay. Third one is text. Text. The both are also same. The both are also same. Okay. I'm saving this one. Here I am mentioning text area. I am mentioning text area. Okay. Here I am mentioning number field, and here I'm mentioning date of birth. Okay, here I'm mentioning path. So if you want to fetch the date, so we need to follow some format. The format should be like this. The format is single quotation, and within the single quotation we need to mention date, and month, and we need to mention year. We need to mention year, and then format equal to properties.dob. Properties.dob. Okay, and so here we need to mention the image. The image tag should be like this. Image src equal to we need to mention the image tag, and here we can mention some alternate text, or else if not we can mention like this. Okay, and I am saving this one. You can go to your component, and you can reload your component, and there you can cross check. There you can cross check. Click on the component, configure the component. You will get in the data. Here you can mention the details, Raju, and about Raju, and here you can give some number, and here you can select some data, and here you can give some path. Image path you can select. In my case, I'm selecting some image path. Dam. Next demo. You can upload your own image, and you can select your image also. So when I am getting this error, we need to cross check like this. You can simply go your content tab, name start as HTML, and then you can go with your CSV, where you can open your content folder. Content folder. Here you can open with demo, US page, and then EN page, and then next thing is I would say root, and then container, where we have the search component, right? Here, these names and both names are equal. Here there is no text, right? DOB, number, path, and text area. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 we have. So simply you can come here. You can if I select on text field, the data which is not storing actually. So instead of this text, you can take anything. First name. I am taking first name. Okay, I'm saving this one. Saving this one. Here you can take the first name. First name, right? And then next thing is we need to cross check remaining also. You can come here. DOB is there. Number, path, text area. You can come here. Text area, number, path, and DOB. Right? Date of birth. Everything is fine. Okay, I'm saving the file. I'm going to my page, reload the page, and so you can simply come to your component. Here you can give about Raju, and then you can try to store the data, and you can come here TTYY format at the rate format, I guess. You can come here at the rate format, save the file, and then you can come to my page. So now the data is coming, right? Raju, about Raju, field number, and date of birth, and this is the image. Instead of this image, you can take anything. Instead of this image, you can take anything. Are you guys clear with my point? So this is the way, whatever the data, for example, if I order the data, instead of this data, if I add other data also, like Raju come from uh, any data, Karnataka, okay? Whatever the data I have authored here, the data will be getting on the page. Okay, getting on the page. Okay, anything, whatever the data we have authored there itself, everything you can display on the page. Everything you can display on the page. Are you guys clear with my point? Here, if I mention some number, so everything you can get on the page. Will get on the page. So, for example, here if I mention 9090, we'll get the on the page. Date of birth also. So this is the way we need to read the data, and we need to fetch the data on the, we need to display the data on the page. Okay. So now today you guys task one task is content fragment. Second task is CQ dialog. We need to take these fields and we need to follow the same format. We need to follow the same format and we need to display the details should be like this. Here instead of this image, for example, if I want to add another image, for example, I need to download one more image, like for example, uh, if you want to image any image you can take. For example, if I take Bale Babu image, okay, you can download any image, any of our local images, and this is the Bale Babu, right? You can take the image of save as image. This one, this one. Yeah. Save the image. Okay, in my case, I am saving in my desktop. I'm saving that one, and so can go to your localhost assets.html. You can mention assets. I would say assets content.html, where you can go to your project, right? So this is the assets.jpg, right? Here only can create or upload. So here we'll be having the upload files, okay, which is available in our local, right? Download jpg and open and upload. So this is the volleyball image, right? Now you can simply go to your component and you can select the component and you can come to path, content, assets, same. Directly we will select the page, select and then click on it, then you will get the volleyball. So this is the way to get the data. Okay. Balibabu name, Balibabu about Balibabu, Balibabu number, Balibabu data birth. Okay. So this is your task. These are the two tasks. Where is